Salam keluarga Malaysia. Hello and good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brendan Paul and you're watching News at 10. In our top stories tonight. Aid distribution to micro entrepreneurs to be completed before Idul Fitri. And thanks for your company. Now, the distribution of Bantuan Banjir Keluarga Malaysia (BBKM) grants to some 16,000 informal and micro entrepreneurs nationwide affected by flood will be completed before Hari Raya Idul Fitri. Entrepreneur Development and Cooperative Minister Tan Sri Noh Omar said so far there are about 1,300 entrepreneurs who have yet to receive the 3,000 ringgit one-off aid.
Bantuan kepada mangsa banjir yang kerajaan peruntukkan kepada usahawan yang terjejas dalam banjir yang lepas sebanyak 50 juta. Saya ingin nyatakan bahawa ianya akan selesai diberikan kepada semua usahawan yang terjejas sebelum Hari Raya Aidilfitri. Sebelum Hari Raya ini semua akan dapat.
He said this to reporters after handing out the BBKM to informal and micro entrepreneurs in Terengganu at the Taman Tamadun Islam Convention Centre, Kuala Terengganu today, with 962 of them receiving a cheque for 3,000 ringgit each. Tan Sri Noh also said that he would be meeting the Malaysian Industrial Development Finance Berhad (MIDF) and SME Corporation Malaysia (SME Corp) officials tomorrow to seek clarification on the delay in giving aid under the SME Emergency Fund 2.0 to the small and medium entrepreneurs (SMEs) affected by the floods. Meanwhile, Tan Sri Noh said the ministry was informed that the interest-free loan of 100,000 ringgit with a one-year moratorium involving an allocation of 100 million ringgit had been approved for over 200 applicants, but to date, the payments had not been made. The minister also expressed regret over the conditions set in the loan agreement, which he regards as difficult and cumbersome for the applicants. As such, he said he had already called to meet both SME Corp and the MIDF, who promised that the matter would be resolved within 2 weeks. He also urged the SME associations to assist their flood-affected members in applying for this loan to SME Corp. The General Operations Force (PGA) scored a major haul when it seized more than 500,000 ringgit worth of firecrackers in two separate operations in Kempas and Muar in Johor. PGA Battalion 5 Commanding Officer Superintendent Dimin Awang said his men also arrested 4 suspects, including an Indonesian national between the ages of 27 and 41 years old during the 2 raids. In the first operation held at the premises located along Jalan Bukit Kempas 1/6 in Taman Bukit Kempas, PGA seized 30 large boxes of various firecrackers worth 31,000 ringgit at around 6 p.m. yesterday. In a statement today, he said a van used by the suspects to distribute the firecrackers to small traders around Kempas were also seized. Superintendent Dimin added, in the second operation, PGA seized an array of firecrackers worth 500,000 ringgit from a house along Jalan Indah 18/6 at Taman Pertama Indah in Sungai Abong in Muar at around 11 p.m. on the same day. He said the Indonesian national and the other suspects were arrested at the premises where his men also seized a lorry. He said the successful seizure of a large amount of firecrackers has successfully cut off the supply around Kempas and Muar, especially ahead of the Hari Raya celebration. The Negeri Sembilan government has channeled about 6.2 million ringgit to 6,186 families affected by the floods from the end of last year to March this year. Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Aminuddin Harun said the lists of victims involved were confirmed by the district-level disaster committee and channeled through the State Assembly service centres in the affected areas. Apart from the Bantuan Ihsan Banjir aid of 1,000 ringgit to each family, Datuk Sri Aminuddin said the state government also provides assistance including exemption from land title reprint fee and lost title registration fee. 1 million ringgit has been allocated for repairing houses and infrastructure, while for emergency work to repair damaged roads and bridges, 5 million ringgit, as well as assistance for basic needs such as clothing and food, 700,000 ringgit.
Kesemua senarai nama mangsa yang terlibat adalah disahkan oleh Jawatankuasa Bencana Peringkat Daerah dan kesemua peruntukan telah disalurkan melalui Pusat Khidmat DUN kawasan yang terlibat.
He said this at the State Legislative Assembly sitting today. He was replying to a question from Anthony Loksiu Fuk, PH Chena, who wanted to know the steps that have been and are being taken by the state government in the recovery process after the massive floods that hit Negeri Sembilan in December last year. Apart from that, Datuk Sri Aminuddin said the state government had also spent 300,000 ringgit for clean-up work in the 4 districts affected by the floods, as well as post-flood rehabilitation steps in 6 districts, which include Gotong Royong for cleaning and rehabilitation of these areas. A foreigner who refused to wear a face mask while patronizing a shopping mall in Ampang, as required under the country's COVID-19 preventive rules, has been detained by the police. Wangsa Maju Police Chief Superintendent Ashari Abu Samah in a statement today confirmed that the man was arrested at 8:30 p.m. last night when he presented himself for questioning at the district headquarters. According to Superintendent Ashari, the man, a 44-year-old Canadian, is not a tourist as he works and resides in Kuala Lumpur. He said the case is still being investigated under Section 269 of the Penal Code, Section 14 of the Minor Offences Act, and Regulation 18 of the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Measures within the Infected Local Areas regulations. Superintendent Ashari urged members of the public with information on the case to contact the police, either at the Wangsa Maju District Police Headquarters or at their nearest police station. Previously, a video emerged on social media showing a maskless Caucasian male swearing and showing obscene gestures at a security guard at a supermarket. A task force has been set up and mobilized to come up with solutions to reduce congestion at the Johor Causeway, especially during the weekends while waiting for the Singapore-Johor Bahru Rapid Transit System RTS Link project to be completed by 2026. Johor Menteri Besar Dato' On Hafiz Ghazi posted this piece of information on his official Facebook page on Monday after visiting the RTS Woodlands North Terminus project site. Dato' On Hafiz, who was accompanied by Singapore Transport Minister S. Iswaran, said the establishment of the task force was a short-term solution to ease congestion. According to media reports, an estimated more than 300,000 Malaysians cross the Johor Causeway every day, making it the busiest border crossing route in the region. Dato' On Hafiz is currently on a 3-day official visit to Singapore starting 17 April, and it is his first official trip to Singapore after being appointed Menteri Besar of Johor in March. He is confident that the modern transportation system, which will be completed in the next 4 years, will be able to overcome the congestion problem at the Johor Causeway. The RTS Link is a 4-kilometre rail shuttle service between the Singapore terminus at Woodlands North Station and the Malaysia terminus at Bukit Chaga Station in Johor Bahru. The Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation, MATRADE, encourages Malaysian companies that are export-ready to leverage business opportunities arising from the Paris Olympics and Paralympics 2024. MATRADE Europe and America Section Director Razida Hanem Abdul Razak said in a statement today, in the previous Olympic Games in Tokyo, Malaysia was involved in facilitating the preparation of Japanese food outlets to be halal ready. She said with the current challenging global economic landscape with disruptions in the supply chain as well as geopolitical issues, MATRADE can strengthen the Malaysia-France collaboration for mutual benefits through the Olympic and Paralympic Games in Paris. The current areas of opportunities in France are seen in sectors such as information and communications technology, food and beverages, consulting in construction and professional services, security, transport, as well as event management and halal transformation. Martrade hopes this can be emulated and even go beyond by offering support in other sectors. Meanwhile, Martrade Trade Commissioner in Frankfurt, Suhaila Sedek, said it would be pivotal for Malaysian companies to prepare themselves by adhering to the sectoral rules and regulations imposed by the European Union, EU. She said although works on the Olympic Village have commenced, there are still pockets of opportunities for Malaysian companies through the tenders that are made available for all.
Namun penting untuk syarikat Malaysia mencari strategi yang dinamik untuk mereka mengakses pasaran ini. Contohnya dengan berkolaborasi dengan pemain industri di Perancis dan juga tentunya mempersiapkan diri dalam pematuhan undang-undang EU.
Paris 2024 Olympics and Paralympics are expected to generate 10.7 billion euros in economic benefits and create more than 250,000 jobs in the Île-de-France region. Martrade said that the world-renowned event is expecting 9.7 million spectators and 4 billion viewers around the globe, offering an immense opportunity to brand Malaysia in the global arena. But first, the Hanoi SEA Games in May will provide the best platform for national diver Nur Dabita Sabri to prove her mettle again. The diver, with a captivating smile, is hoping to restore the smiles of fans when she competes in platform, which she started focusing on after the Tokyo Olympics 2020 in August last year. In fact, she grabbed at the chance to renew her partnership with diving queen Datuk Pandalela Rinong Pang in the women's 10-meter synchronized platform at the Biennial Games in Vietnam from 12 to 23rd May. The Datuk Pandalela Nur Dabita combination in the 10-meter synchronized platform events is not new, as the pair won bronze at the Glasgow Commonwealth Games in 2014 and silver at the 4th FINA World Diving Series in Windsor, Canada in 2017. The platform is also not alien to Nur Dabita, as she made her Olympic Games debut in 2016 at age 17 in the 10-meter women's individual platform, qualifying for the final and finishing 9th, while Datuk Pandalela was placed 11th. Nur Dabita, who was previously more focused on springboard, was picked to partner Datuk Pandalela to fill the vacancy created by the retirement of former national diver Datuk Leong Mun Yi in December last year. Nur Dabita, who also won silver and bronze at the 2018 Asian Games in the 3-meter synchronized springboard and 3-meter individual springboard respectively, was selected after impressing coach Lee Rui during preparations for Hanoi. And moving on to football, Johor Darul Ta'zim or JDT proved their mettle by scoring a goal in each half to beat Ulsan Hyundai FC 2-1 for their second Group I win of the 2022 AFC Asian Champions League AACL at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. The Southern Tigers began aggressively to stun Hong Myong-bo's team after just 3 minutes, with Fernando Forestieri beating Ulsan goalkeeper Jo Hyun-woo with a powerful drive from outside the box. The visitors, forced to play to JDT's rhythm, failed to trouble the JDT defense. In the second half, Hong made some tactical changes by replacing midfielder Yoon Il-ok and defender Lee Myung-jae in the 46th minute, and it paid dividends when the substitutes Won-sang and Seol Yong-woo combined to equalize 6 minutes later. Won-sang was on hand to slot home a pass from Seol. Bergson da Silva, who notched a hat-trick in the previous match, then turned hero again for JDT when he slotted the winning goal after receiving a pass from substitute Safawi Rashid in the 79th minute. With their second win, JDT now lead Group I with 6 points, followed by Kawasaki Frontale with 4 points, after the Japanese club thrashed China's Guangzhou FC 8-0 in another match at the Tan Sri Dato' Haji Hassan Yunos Stadium earlier today. The Group I teams will next be in action on Thursday, with Ulsan Hyundai facing Guangzhou FC at Tan Sri Dato' Haji Hassan Yunos Stadium and JDT taking on Kawasaki Frontale at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. Wrapping up the news at 10, in our top story, aid distribution to micro-entrepreneurs to be completed before Aidilfitri. Join us for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow. Till then, it's lights out. I'm Brendan Paul. Take care, thanks for watching, and good night.